We got some Flynn Downes, we got some Tomas Soucek, some ins, some outs, some stay-ins, some go-ins. A bit of Ben Johnson. He played last night, actually, against Portugal for the England under-21s. He's 23, but he played for the under-21s. So did Max Aarons, funny enough, who we're linked with as well. England were hanging on for dear life in that one, weren't they? But they've been really impressive in the tournament so far. We've got some Dan Ballard and some we're linked with all manner of people at the moment. We're still waiting for the Declan Rice deal to go through. Might happen today. Every time I upload a video, I think, do you know what? I'll upload this, and then whilst I'm uploading it, the Declan Rice deal will be announced. It's just taken a long time to sell. He used to say, do you know what? I think you could probably post a set of your old underpants on eBay and they'd sell quicker than Declan Rice. But I'm sure it's going to happen really, really soon. What I wanted to do is, by the way, Nick, last week you won one of these. I pinned your post to the top of the video in which you won it on. I've got your address. I'll send that out to you. Today, if somebody's going to win one of these coasters, I'll tell you what we're doing. Have a little bit of fun. So yesterday I mentioned, what do they call him? The Alex Scott, the Bristol Jack Grealish, right? So if it was me, they'd call me the like the Ilford Iniesta, or probably not. Well, number one, I don't play anything like Iniesta. I don't live in Ilford anymore. But what like the Berkshire Bookers, the Berkshire Beecham, the Berkshire Joey Beecham. That'd be me, because I'm useless. I'll be very interested. I'll tell you what, the best post on there today, tell me who you are and why you basically like that. You know, are you the Ilford Iniesta, whoever you might be. The best one and an explanation, I'll send one of those out to you. I've got to say, I really do want Alex Scott. I really do. The more I see of him, the more I look at him, I just think this is a really good signing. I know I said it yesterday about the Brazilian kid, was it Franco? I think you get one chance to get these players, and I think so. And I'm looking at the money being spent. I actually think the James Maddison money was all right. They spend Spurs 40 million on that. The Mason Mount one looks a bit rich, it has to be said. If I were to choose one of those players to sign for West Ham, I would sign Maddison. I think he's got a little bit more stardust about him. But I think that's what you're getting. I think if you can go and get Alex Scott for whatever the price may be, 18, 19, 20 million, whatever it might be, I think it's got to be a good deal. Carries the ball forward really well. And look, Moyes has got a reputation for playing boring football or defensive football. Look, that is true. He does play defensive football. But what he does like people that can carry the ball forward. He likes people to travel with the ball. And Scott does that. And I just think he's obviously just going to get better and better. It's going to be hard for him to break into that England under-21 team, though. It has to be said, there's some bloody good players in that team. And I'm sort of kicking myself we didn't buy Morgan Gibbs-White when we had the chance. I just think he's an amazing player. I probably wouldn't get into our team at the moment because of Paqueta, but what an amazing player he is. Right, let's get down to nitty-gritty. And Flynn Downes. Look, looks like Flynn Downes is going to be off, I'm sorry to say. And I do mean I'm very sorry to say it. Southampton are interested. Seriously interested, and I just think it's an opportunity missed. Now, I'm not saying Flynn Downes is going to be whatever the best midfield player in the Premier League, but I do think he's infinitely capable of playing for West Ham. He's a West Ham fan, and I just look back and think, bearing in mind how crap we were at times last season, why did he never get a big run in the team? When I say a big run in the team, 5 games. And be that could be in any combination. 2 European games, 2 Premier League games, plus the cup game or something like that. 5 games to really cement it, where the manager says, you know what, mate, I'm going to give you a go. And particularly bearing in mind how crap Soucek was at times last season, I just think it's an opportunity missed. He was so excited to come in, so excited to join the club. Comes from Brentwood, doesn't he? I just think, honestly, opportunity missed on that one, really. And it'll be a shame to see him go. And I think you'll see him go, and I think you'll see him do really well. And what wouldn't surprise me, if he goes to Southampton either get promoted and he does really well, or Southampton don't get promoted, another Premier League goes and buys Flynn Downes, and he does well in the Premier League. Also, the suspicion is we're keeping Soucek. I've got nothing against Soucek. I think as a guy, I think he's a great guy. I think he's done well for West Ham, particularly at the start of his career. I love the story of the winning the Conference League in Prague. I think all that is absolutely brilliant. But there were times last season when he was crap but undroppable. We do our player ratings and we do our assessment on Patreon, and you sometimes look and
And there was one game he got 8 passes. Granted, he was substituted in that game, got 8 passes. But there's another one he played all 90 minutes, made 11 passes. I think he might have done that in back-to-back games. And you just think, come on, give Flynn Downes a chance in that one. But anyway, so it does look like that Flynn Downes is going to stay. Flynn Downes is going to leave, and Tomas Soucek's going to stay. I don't want to get into what that means with the director of football and all that stuff, because I think we're all getting a little bit conspiratorial with that, and I've had my say on that as well. Maybe, just maybe, David Moyes has welcomed Tim Steeden to the club. Steeden, I still haven't decided. It's not for me to decide, really. I guess it's for Tim to decide. But I got caught out last season. I got caught out in his promo video. Lucas Paqueta, and I've told you this before. So my friend Tony's wife, is Brazilian. When we signed, she said it's Paquetá. Okay, so I went with a Paquetá. I thought we'll go with that. Then he came in and did his little ding on West Ham's Instagram page or whatever it might be, and he said, my name is Lucas Paqueta. Not quite that accent. I don't know why I did that accent. So I thought, okay, it's Paqueta. And now, since then, he's referred to himself as Paquetá. I don't know. So I'm holding fire on the Steidens thing. Let's get with, okay. Ben Johnson to Arsenal? Seriously? Are we meant to believe that? I'm not even going to talk about it for too much longer. It is a rumour. I'm not making it up. It's out there if you want to go and search for it. Put that Ben Johnson at Arsenal into Google. You see, it's not me. Don't shoot the messenger. Hey, don't shoot the Ilford Iniesta. Berkshire Beecham. Dan Ballard. Dan Ballard is a defender from Sunderland. Spent a lot of last season injured. They'd signed Dan Ballard from Arsenal, actually. They're like that, the start of last season for £2 million. When he overcame his injury, it was very, very good. Apparently we're interested, or David Moyes is interested. It's all like a grey area now. We don't know who's buying the players. We don't know. I sort of don't mind. It's an interesting topic to look at. But anyway, I would like to think if Sunderland have got a player that's worth buying, we get first dibs. I would like to think that, because obviously they've got Ekwa, they've got Elise off of us, and they may well, and they've both done particularly well, I think, since they've signed. And it looks like they might be signing Oko Flex as well. Anyone else? Want anyone else? Mubama, Callum Chambers, Callum Marshall, sorry. Anyone you want. They're just gonna take everybody from us, really. So I think if the last two are a joke, by the way, because David Moyes has said, David Moyes has said. Has anyone actually heard David Moyes say it? David Moyes is being quoted as thinking that he might utilise Mubama in the first team next season. There was something else that came up. Actually, I should probably say that. It was sort of being trotted out as new news that actually West Ham might be looking to use Skamaka more next season. They have not given up on him. But actually, when you read into the fine print of the articles, it's basically saying we're not going to loan him. So I think we're exactly where we are. He is for sale. We're just not going to loan him. Before we get his loan offers, he stays. So nothing has changed in the last 3 weeks on that one. There was one other guy as well. No, I think it's more Alex Scott. It's more Declan Rice. I don't want to overly discuss the Declan Rice stuff anymore until it's done. As you know, by the time I upload this, he's probably been sold. What with that and my old pants that are on eBay, which are I'm just waiting for an auction. No bids as yet. But you know what it's like. You get down to that last little bit. I'm waiting for Man City to come in and do a phantom bit. Did you see that, by the way? The lady that was on TalkSport, the one that said there was some conspiracy theory of Man City coming in to bid because Arteta had asked Pep Guardiola for a favour. It was really tenuous. So Man City made a phantom bid in order to push Arsenal's price up. The whole thing was a bit weird, really. But I think Simon Jordan interviewed her on TalkSport. She backtracked. She backtracked quite a lot, really. Anyway, there we go. They're just dealing with a fine print on the Declan Rice thing, but as I say, I don't want to discuss it in any detail whatsoever. What's that bloody noise? It's a cat. Sometimes a cat jumps on the roof here. Anyway, there we go. I'll catch up with you maybe even later on today, more likely tomorrow, with another news roundup. Hopefully we'll be talking about Declan Rice's departure and how we're going to spend £105 million, and basically they're going to be having a fight over it, aren't they? Hey, they're going to be having a fight over it. Steiden and David Moyes saying, oi, that's my money.